Allow me to introduce you to the new face of hypocrisy, hysteria, feigned moral outrage inside the Democratic Party. That would be Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen. Now, when Joe Biden allowed an estimated, 12+ million unvetted illegal immigrants to pour into our country, including known terrorists, murderers, rapists, cartel members, gang members, Van Hollen did nothing and he said nothing. When Maryland, a mother of 5, Rachel Morin, was raped brutally, murdered brutally by an illegal immigrant from El Salvador on a Maryland hiking trail, Van Hollen could only be bothered to release a short written statement to a news outlet. When 20-year-old Maryland woman Kayla Hamilton was raped and murdered in her own Maryland home by another illegal immigrant from El Salvador, Chris Van Hollen expressed zero public outrage. But now that a citizen from El Salvador, not Maryland, who entered our country illegally and was accused of assaulting his own wife and accused of our own federal government under 2 administrations of violent gang activity, now that this illegal immigrant has been deported back to his home, all of a sudden, Chris Van Hollen is all up in arms. He has found his voice. He is outraged. In the past 48 hours, Van Hollen has rushed in front of every microphone, every camera he could find, giving one impassioned plea after another, vowing to rescue and bring back to America this illegal immigrant that got deported. And today, Chris Van Hollen flew to El Salvador for the dumbest, most pointless political stunt in recent history. We'll let you decide. Take a look.
I'm here at the airport. I'm about to board my flight for San Salvador. The goal of this mission is to let the Trump administration, to let the government of El Salvador know that we are going to keep fighting to bring Abrego Garcia home. I just landed at the airport in San Salvador a little while ago. As I've said before, the goal of my visit is to talk to people here about the release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. And I won't stop trying, and I can assure the president, the vice president, that I may be the first United States senator to visit El Salvador on this issue, but there will be more, and there will be more members of Congress coming.
I tend to doubt it, but by the way, if he is successful, maybe he can invite him to live with him. It's no surprise Van Hollen left empty-handed. He couldn't even get a phone call with this illegal immigrant, much less secure his release from an El Salvador jail. But Chris Van Hollen is still vowing to, quote, bring him home. Good luck with that. Now, Chris, he is home. He is not a Maryland man like you and every other Democrat and everyone in the state-run legacy media mob is claiming. He's not an American. He's not your constituent. He was not in our country legally, according to a report, John Solomon. He even admitted to police that he entered our country illegally. In other words, you're a lawmaker, right? Didn't follow our laws, didn't respect our borders or our sovereignty. He had no right to be here. And you know who should still be here, safe and sound, in your state of Maryland? That would be Kayla Hamilton and Rachel Morin. But you didn't lift a finger for Rachel or her family or anyone in your state or anyone in this country to protect them from the likes of those illegals that murdered them or are involved with them. And Chris Van Hollen, well, couldn't be bothered with their safety and security. To be honest, he's barely said anything at all about these 2 victims of illegal immigration. He might not even know who they are. Chris Van Hollen is a disgrace to the entire state of Maryland. Frankly, to the entire country. You know, this performative art is just a joke. He's lying. He's grandstanding. It's frankly repulsive. He should be ashamed of himself. Better yet, maybe he should take some time and listen to Rachel Morin's mother and reevaluate his entire political career. Here's what she said on our show last night. Take a look. Did you ever get a call from Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or Alejandro Mayorkas or your Senator Van Hollen, who made a big deal about he's going to go to El Salvador and bring home this one illegal from El Salvador who Democrats are saying had no business being sent back to his home country? Did they ever call you? And what are your thoughts on your senator going to bat for this illegal? But did he ever say anything to you and your family about your loss? To ever call you, ever take the time to be with you?
No, actually, I'm very angry. I'm actually outraged, but I'm too sad at the moment to show anger at the same time. He did not call our family. He did not give condolences. There was no action on the Democratic Party in any way, from Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Mayorkas, anyone here in Maryland. None of the senators did anything to help search for the murderer of my daughter.
Now, in case the senator did miss our show, only hours ago, Patty Morin had this to say at the White House briefing with Caroline Leavitt, and Caroline will also join us later in the show. Take a look.
Why are we not protecting the American citizens? It's just common sense. Why are we not protecting our children? And to have a senator from Maryland who didn't even acknowledge or barely acknowledged my daughter and the brutal death that she endured, leaving her 5 children without a mother and now a grandbaby without a grandmother, so that he can use my taxpayer money to fly to El Salvador to bring back someone that's not even an American citizen. Why does that person have more right than I do, or my daughter, or my grandchildren? I don't understand this.
I've said it before. I will say it again. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Mayorkas, and everybody that stood by silently and didn't lift a finger to secure our border, as far as I'm concerned, they all have blood on their hands. And by the way, they did not have the courage to even call these families, Lake and Riley's family. They didn't have the courage to call Jocelyn Ungary's family, or, you know, in this case, Rachel Morin's mother. Why not? And why didn't they speak out about Biden's open borders? Why didn't they seem to have even the slightest interest in honoring Rachel Morin or any of the other victims of illegal immigration? Senator Van Hollen needs to sit down or shut up, or maybe he could just stay in El Salvador. To be honest, Van Hollen should be thanking President Trump for doing something he himself never had the courage to do, protecting the people, the moms and dads, the sons and daughters of children in Maryland, and deporting illegal immigrants who never should be in our country at all. If they want to come in our country, come in legally. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.